by the psych in the chair, which was like they wanted your mind to be able to create another, like being. In other words.
Okay, I have a question. Some people in the chat want to know if Donald Rumsfeld was ever involved in any of this. Did you ever see Donald? I mean, like, because I'm getting claims that he was part of Montauk. Have you heard anything about that? Or I mean, what? I'm just answering what somebody asked in chat.
I've heard the name. I've never really, dove into it. As far as I know, we got Stuart Swerdlow.
I mean, like Donald Rumsfeld. Donald Rumsfeld is God. Okay, he's involved with the military here in the United States. He's Donald. Some people, Donald Rumsfeld. They apparently they're saying that this particular man, who is part of our Defense Department, was involved with Montauk, and they're calling like psycho sadist Rummy. Did you ever meet anybody like that in Montauk?
No, but it's funny you talk about military, because yesterday I went out for a little while. I had to go take care of something, and my mother was having problems with the cable, and so what had happened was that somebody came and fixed the cable, and he was an ex-Marine.
Rumfield might have been known as Uncle Rummy. I'm getting some people saying that in the chat.
Okay, understandable. What I'm trying to say, I'm trying to bring something out that might help this whole situation. See, it's weird how things just happen, one after another. And before he left my house, he told my mother, "You heard of the Montauk Project?"
Okay, I just kind of want to just get back to, I just kind of want to get back to the to where you were at. What you're claiming that you were in preschool and taken to Montauk. At what age did you start to remember some of this stuff? Because I'm thinking, like, I mean, most people have like some suppressed memories for a really long time, and then all of a sudden it comes back. When did you start having your suppressed memories come back to you?
Last summer.
Last summer.
I'm 27 years old. It happened when I was 4. So either your memories start coming back in your late 20s or your early 30s.
Right. Okay. So was there something that caused you to have to remember? What was it? Was there a catalyst for you at all?
What had happened with me was, all of a sudden I started, getting into the topic of UFOs, and I never really, I never really was into this. Like, it wasn't, when I was younger, I was scared of clowns. I was, what I
mean? Well, everybody, I don't want to burst your bubble there, but we're all scared of clowns, okay? Clowns are weird.
Well, exactly, but that's a programming device as well, just as well as the Wizard of Oz.
Okay, yeah, I've heard. I mean, but there's a lot of I know that a lot of MK Ultra, does a lot of Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland and Batman, obviously, that's out there, right? I know, obviously, whether it's Montauk or not, we know that there's a lot of mind conditioning going on with, that's, okay, so were they doing those kind of movies with you, or was there some, what were they, what do you remember them doing with you?
I was obsessed with the Wizard of Oz. Okay, I burnt several tapes of the Wizard of Oz. Like, I went, you know what I mean? I was obsessed with it, literally obsessed with it. And then, it was funny, over the summer, I tried to, buy the tape and watch it again. It's still sitting in my cabinet, not even open.
Well, but here's, God, I don't mean to be like the devil's advocate here on it, but, and I'm not just claiming that this is not a reason that you're not saying who you are, but culturally, people are obsessed with the Wizard of Oz. It's
Well, I'm not saying who I am is because I've been taught.
Right.
I get followed into stores by Men in Black. understand? You know, and it was funny because
What does a man? What does a man in black look like?
they come in all different shapes and sizes.
But how do you know that they're men in black?
How do I know?
Yeah.
First of all, it was government tents on the windows. They were driving Impalas. They had suits on, ties on, and they looked right at me and said,
They always wear a tie. Does the men in black? Do they always wear a tie? I'm just curious. I'm just being facetious here. They always wear a tie. Because a lot of men don't wear ties anymore. They don't wear ties anymore.
Well,
you know.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
there's all different kinds of things. But,
Okay.
You know, I mean, it's you know, like I said before, like, you know, that's the problem is, you know, a lot of stuff is going on, and, you know, people are discrediting, and, you know, people are doing this and people are doing that, but these kids, they're dying. They're dying every day.
Eddie, I have a question to ask you. Do you have any other people like you that you feel, you know, are you talking to anybody else who's in your age group that's having repressed memories like you are?
Oh, my best friend who I haven't seen in 10 years.
Do you think that what age do you think he was taken there?
We went together. We went to school together.
Was he 4 years old too?
Yes, and he told me when we went to the base, we went out there because it's a state park.
Uh-huh.
He said, I've been here. He said, I don't know how I was here, but I've been here, and it was no good what happened to me when I was here. Not even 2 minutes of pulling up and looking directly at the radar tower. Directly at the radar tower, he said, I don't feel right. He said, I don't feel right. I know I was here before.
Okay,
You know,
so do you think that this guy would be also maybe be willing to come out and talk about it on a radio show?
well, I'd have to talk to him about that.
That would be great. I mean, because you know, I think that the 4-year-old part and the preschool part is I mean, if this is true, you know, the 4-year-old preschool part of this is really, I'm not saying any of this is right, but I mean, you know, we're talking, you know, I mean, there's another case. I mean, and this has nothing to do with Montauk, but I don't know. There was another show here. I guess I think it's a new show called The Zone. Whoever's the host on The Zone here on the network was and I had actually watched a few videos of this. There's I think maybe it's in Manchester or it's near Manchester in England, but there's these children that are claiming that they are taken from their school to satanic, you know, ritual, sex abuse kind of things, and that's, you know, and he's saying that his school's involved and the teachers are involved and the police or whatever. I mean, it's all a big, you know, underbelly thing happening with most of the, you know, state officials and stuff like that that are going on. And you know, there's, you know, it's getting out there right now, and it's really shocking to see. And these are children talking, and they're, you know, claiming that somebody that they call Papa and things like this. And like, if you're talking about you and your friend being taken to Port Huron from a preschool, I mean, the other stories of what Montauk has been about has always been, they've been in